Live with Clive. This is a new segment I'm bringing out there. And I was talking to Clive today, and we were talking about relationships. And he said to me, Clive said to me, is memories more important, like going and taking a vacation, or is it better to have possessions? And this is an interesting discussion. He was talking about collecting. Clive said to me, would I sell my collection in order to travel? In order to travel. That's what you said, didn't you, Clive?
Right. Because we were talking, and you've mentioned many times, you know, after a few months, you're like, oh, I want to get out of here. I want to go to Bangers. I want to see singers. I want to go back to Asia. I'm homesick. Mm. And on the other hand, you have this large luxury watch collection. So the obvious question is, what would you have if you could only have one? If you could trade in or get your money, cash out of your luxury watch collection, would you do that and just travel your arse off?
Well, the problem is, Clive, even if I had the money to do this, I still have responsibilities. I've got to take care of my children. So I can't just pack up and go and say, hey, I'm off. I got responsibilities. So that is one, money is one variable, but the way I would travel, I don't think I need necessarily a lot of money. You know, I'd like to just go, if I was free, like if I didn't have responsibilities to the children, I'd probably, and the other thing is too, is that, yeah, so let's just hypothetically say, okay, well, I would go into Vietnam. I'd probably go to Thailand first, land in Thailand, stay there for a while. Then I'd go to Vietnam. I'd go and do the Asian circuit. I want to do an Asian circuit. So I got to tell you the truth there. Yeah, sometimes, Clive, the grass is greener on the other side. You were saying to me, one of your previous loves prefers to travel than to have possessions.
Right.
And I have to agree with you there. I've seen these women on dating sites. They think their shit doesn't stink. They think they're so cultured. They've gone on a few P&O cruises and they've gone with the bad boys, and they think they're sophisticated and classy when all they've done is they've ridden the cock carousel, and they are now finding some sucker slash boyfriend slash partner slash husband to pay their way. To pay their way. And I got to tell you something. Once you've spent the coin, this is the whole thing. You might say to me, Clive, you might say to me, hey, would I sell my watch collection to travel? The reality is, if I was that way inclined, I would have already done it, and it would be past tense watch collection. So the answer is that these material goods mean a lot to me. I love my material goods. I really do love my material goods. How about you, Clive? Would you sell your collection and travel?
No, absolutely not. No, I don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be either or, because I have a jarb. But, you know, there have been times where, you know, the most recent ex would go off and travel, just get a hair up her rear end and go travel for a week. I want to go to, you know, British Columbia. She's originally from the left coast, or she'd go to Canada or something. It's just like, don't you want to go? And it's just like, well, you know, I got a MacBook. I got the new 12-inch MacBook, and you have the memories, and you've got pictures, and you have everything else. Okay, I know travel broadens the mind, But I get this sweet ass MacBook that I can just use every freaking day, and I enjoy using it.
The other thing is, I think this girl is missing out on is that some of the best travel memories are holiday romances. So if you've got a chick with you, the chance of you having a holiday romance is significantly reduced. So I really think some of the best memories I have in my life are of holiday romances. And if you've got another chick with you, we all know it creates a whole host of problems. Instead of saying, hey, want to come back to my room, you can't exactly say that when you've got a girlfriend in that room asleep, can you?
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? So you want the holiday romance. Some of the best holiday romances are when you travel and you want to be alone. You want to be alone, Clive.
No, that's true. Or there can be, it depends on the relationship, really, because sometimes you go off and travel and there's good holiday romance with the person you're with. I guess it depends how much time and effort you want to put in the relationship, or the nature and the quality of the people, who they are and who they are with each other. But yeah, so yeah, obviously if you've got the girlfriend in the room, you can't go out and look for strange, but
no.
But on the other hand, sometimes, yeah.
Have you ever done the Route 66 thing, Clive?
I grew up on Route 66. What do you mean?
Oh, you grew up on Route 66?
Yep. Clinton
the
is
old
on
Route 66, not the new one.
Yeah. The new Route 66 is Interstate 40. Route 66, there's plenty of stretches of it. Actually, a lot of it, original stretch, the original concrete, running parallel to I-40.
I see.
So yeah, I've traveled on Route 66 most of my life.
Wow.
We never sang about it. We just drove.
Yes. Now, Clive, tell me this: what's happening there? Memories or possessions? Some people would say it would be really good if you sold one watch and did a bit of decorating in your apartment. What do you say to that?
Well, I've got artwork on the wall. I grant you it's leaning against the wall, but it still counts as on the wall, and I will eventually find that hammer. I mean, do you really want to go and buy a hammer? Because as soon as you buy the hammer, you're going to find the first one.
Yes. How many hammers do you have?
I think just one. I just have no idea where it is right now.
Okay.
But I don't need two hammers.
No.
I will find it. I will find
material goods, are they important to you?
Oh, yeah, obviously. You need material goods to live. Number one.
Did you see my video yesterday where I posed the question, if you were on a desert island, what watch would you want to be stuck with? Okay,
and your yesterday was my this morning, so I did not get a chance to view it yet, quite frankly.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough there. Are you a Ginger or Marianne sort of guy?
Marianne, absolutely Marianne.
I see. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because you obviously the reason is pretty self-evident.
Yeah, that's okay.
After you give her the cream pie, she'll make you a coconut one. Win-win.
Yes. Now, Clive.
I actually think Marianne's hotter anyway. Ginger looks like she'd kind of be a bitch.
Ooh. Okay. Now, Clive, tell me this: memories or possessions? What possessions do you hold dearest to yourself? What do you hold dearest to yourself?
Well, actually, the watch, not my watch collection, probably.
What is your most prized possession? Tell me that. What is your most prized possession?
I'd have to think about that. The thing is, that's like, which one is your favorite kid?
Well, it's simple for me because I would just say World Time.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Because the World Time doesn't really have an equal or even a close second in the collection. We talked about this a little bit last week. I actually think kind of still going with the two-tone Yachtmaster at this point.
Are there many things you own today that you had as a kid?
No, almost nothing as a kid.
Okay, almost nothing. How about as a teenager?
Maybe a couple of pins I was given for graduation gifts.
Pins or pens?
Pins.
What do you do with a pin?
A pin. You write with it. It has ink.
Pen. P-E-N.
A ballpark pen, right.
Okay. You got a few as graduation gifts.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and just going across a bunch of stuff is like, oh, well, here's the set that Great Aunt Zilla gave me, graduating from high school. Oh, cross set. Literally had rested in the box, but still had them, I guess.
Why didn't you ever use them? Too good to use.
Right. Exactly. Afraid I'd lose them.
Cross is a great pen. You know, I must say, I think they're a really good quality pen, actually. Made in the good old US of A. Right.
Right. My favorite though is still my Mont Blanc JFK.
Ah, yes. Yes. So, Clive, your current watches, what watch you just really do you love? Okay, we're not talking about the most prized or the most expensive. What watch do you just love?
I don't know. It changes because you look either go to the bank vault and look at what's in there, or open a door or two or three, and sometimes it's just whatever just catches the eye and quickens your pulse a little bit.
I got to tell you, I'm really, really, really in love with the Bregster at the moment. The Bregster, I love that watch.
Oh,
I really love the Breguet.
Do you know which watch I'm wearing?
No, which watch is that?
One of those ones you love so much, just classic military. The DH
Gotcha.
watch.
Okay.
So my watch will accept your Breguet surrender.
Well, considering that the Breguet is a reissue, not a proper military watch, there's probably a lot of truth in that.
Well, yeah, and the whole fact of literally taken from the wrist of a dead Wehrmacht soldier in Europe. Yeah,
speaking of war, we're about to verge on World War III with North Korea.
Right.
The only problem is North Korea doesn't really have that many functioning weapons, I don't think, do they?
Well, I'm not really worried. Of course, I'm in the middle of the continent. Who the hell would really want to hit Oklahoma City? But Seoul is screwed. They are hosed. They don't need oh God, they don't need nuclear weapons to take out Seoul. All they need is just what's called artillery pieces.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
Yep. And they've got plenty of nice big artillery pieces. Light that puppy up.
Yep.
Light that puppy up.
I must say, I do approve of what President Trump has said. I think he got snuff mucking around with these North Koreans.
Well, to a certain degree, though, it's almost... Whose dog is that?
It's annoying, isn't it?
It really is, actually, yeah. So it's like one of those small, annoying ankle biters.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about, the Alzheimer's. We're talking about Alzheimer's, right, Clive?
Okay. Well, I've been drinking a lot of green smoothies, and that's really good for Alzheimer's.
Yes. Clive, I've got to tell you realistically,
that's more OCD really than Alzheimer's, if you want to get technical about it. Yeah.
Memories or possessions. What means a lot to you in your life? Tell me this.
Well, I actually have a lot of possessions, and when I went up to see my son, I actually went to see my old undergrad.
Yes.
Up outside of Fitchburg.
Yes.
And it's just amazing, just all the bunch of memories from undergrad, especially that first year or two, just came flooding back in. Just completely, away from mom and dad for the first time in my life, halfway across the country, and just living life. In a lot of ways, I don't think I ever felt.
What year was that?
1986, 1987.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. And that was the best time of your life?
That was the time I think I felt the most alive.
Wow. See, because you were old enough to be by yourself, but young enough not to have mortgage and marriage and car payments.
Yeah, or a lot of expectations. Just to be in the moment.
Yes, you had a lot of lady friends at the time.
Yeah, a couple.
And you smoked a pipe. I've seen the photo.
Yeah. You're right.
Clive,
that was
Clive the Sophisticate.
Well, when you're from Western Oklahoma and you're trying to go to a big eastern city, so you didn't see obviously the earlier ones for freshman year when I was just thinking, I'm just going to cowboy it up, and every batch of pictures of me wearing a big Stetson. Yes. And basically it's just decided, okay, I'm posing. This is not me. I'm not a cowboy, so screw this.
Yes. Yes, that's fantastic, Clive. You were a very attractive man in your younger days.
Thanks. I think my son, I need to send a picture of my son because my God, I showed him that picture and he's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. Just literally a carbon copy.
Now, Clive, I got to tell you there, Clive, memories or possessions, right? What possessions do you really want to acquire in life? You're not a car person, like.
Right.
I love cars. I love cars. You love cars too, don't you? You wouldn't be American if you didn't love cars.
Yeah, but it's not a huge priority.
You don't have to have a very expensive car. I suppose, for me, I really love my watches. My watches is a possession I really do love. I love my watches.
And
they mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to me.
And like I said, and some of them because they're luxury goods, some of them because they're rare. It's almost like because of the hunt. Some of them, it's almost like posting antlers on a head with antlers on the wall.
Yes.
And some of them just because of the story behind them, the heritage and the history behind them.
Yes.
Is there anything I'm really just dying to have? I can't live without. No, I actually got a pretty decent collection.
Yeah, and you don't have to own everything. There can be wonderful watches that you don't own. You know what I mean? You don't have to own everything.
Yeah. And like you said, on the other hand, and sometimes it's the story that attracts me as much as the watch itself.
Yes. Yes. Very, very true indeed, Clive. That's a great way to be. I got to tell you, Clive, that is a absolutely great and fabulous way to be there. I really do love your approach there. I really do love the approach that you have taken. Clive, I'm proud of you. You've done well as a man. You've really done well.
Well, thanks. It helps once it helps when the kids turn 18, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yes. Yes, I must admit that is a very, very, very true statement. It really does help once all maintenance stops. Jesus, that is
yeah. Yep. Well, and again, I know
you like your military pieces.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, actually the Zenith silver case issued for the American Expeditionary Force Signal Corps at the very beginning of the American involvement, 1917. It was issued to silver. So people say trench watch. It's not technically a trench watch because, the Signal Corps guys weren't in the trenches. They were like behind the trenches trying to, but also worn by the first American military aviators. The first American warplanes were part of the Signal Corps. And that is what some of the first American pilots wore. And what I love about that is, saw that, I really did my research. There's none of those. I mean, they're 100 years old, but there's none of them.
I know what you're saying. Clive, speaking of watch reviews, I want to do a watch review. We're going to do this on the Paul Pluta channel. Now, I'm going to read you a couple of watches. We're going to discuss it in detail. We've got a choice. We've got either a Mont Blanc,
okay,
a Habring 2, IWC Aquatimer, or a Dornbluth and Soon. Which one would you like to review? Pick one, and we'll do it on the Paul Pluta channel.
Well, one of them was an IWC.
Yes, Aquatimer. Let's discuss that. Okay, let's kill this one here. Let's do it on the Paul Pluta channel. So see us over there, guys.